In the heart of a suburban neighborhood with streets lined by cherry blossoms and the sounds of children's laughter echoing in the distance, lived Emily. At 36, she had the kind of life that, from the outside, looked like a portrait of contentment. Her world, shared with her husband Brian and enlivened by their plans for children, was a tapestry of dreams woven since they first met in college. Emily, with her auburn hair always tied in a loose bun and a smile that could light up any room, worked as a librarian. Her love for stories was only matched by her love for Brian, a high school teacher with a passion for history and the knack for dad jokes. Their relationship, spanning over a decade, was built on shared interests, mutual respect, and a deep-seated love that seemed to grow with each passing year. As college sweethearts, Emily and Brian's story was the kind that friends would recall with a touch of envy. Their courtship was filled with romantic escapades, from quiet picnics in the park to spontaneous road trips along. After graduation, they moved in together, their lives intertwining like the roots of an old, sturdy oak. Their marriage, a natural progression, was a celebration of love and commitment, witnessed by close friends and family on a sunny spring day. The decision to have children came naturally to them. Both Emily and Brian loved kids and often spent their weekends babysitting their nieces and nephews. They dreamed of a bustling household, filled with laughter and love, a haven for their future children. However, beneath the veneer of this idyllic existence, cracks began to appear. Brian's late nights at work became more frequent, and his once warm embraces turned cold and distant. Emily, ever the optimist, attributed this change to stress at work and did her best to support him. She cooked his favorite meals, listened to his frustrations, and tried to rekindle the spark that once lit up their lives. But deep down, a nagging doubt began to take root in Emily's heart. She couldn't shake off the feeling that something was amiss. The late-night whispers on the phone, the sudden trips out of town, and the unexplained expenses. All these little anomalies began to add up, forming a picture that Emily was reluctant to see. As the cherry blossoms began to shed their petals, a symbol of the fleeting nature of life and love, Emily's world was about to unravel in a way she never expected. The discovery that lay ahead would not only test her strength, but also redefine the course of her life. Emily's life, once a harmonious symphony, began to hit discordant notes as the days passed. The changes in Brian, subtle at first, grew more pronounced, weaving a web of confusion and doubt in her mind. He became a phantom in their home, present in body, but absent in spirit. His warm smiles were replaced by cold, indifferent glances, and their conversations, once filled with laughter and dreams. It was on a cool autumn evening that Emily's world came crashing down. She had been tidying up their home office, a space that Brian had increasingly claimed as his own, when she stumbled upon an envelope tucked away in a drawer, though it was unmarked. But something about it beckoned her with a silent whisper of secrets hidden within. With a trembling hand, she opened it, revealing a string of emails between Brian and her sister, Megan. The words on the screen blurred as tears welled up in Emily's eyes. The emails painted a vivid picture of betrayal, clandestine meetings, whispered promises, and a love that was supposed to be hers alone. Megan, her sister, her confidant, was in the arms of her husband, the man she had loved and trusted more than anyone else in the world. The pain was visceral, a sharp knife twisting in her heart. She felt betrayed not just by Brian, but by Megan as well. How could they? Why would they? The questions spiraled in her mind, each one a piercing reminder of the life she thought she had. One confrontation was inevitable. Emily waited for Brian to return home, the emails printed out and laid out like a jury's verdict on the dining table. The confrontation was a tempest of emotions: anger, disbelief, sorrow. Brian's excuses and explanations fell on deaf ears. Megan's betrayal, on the other hand, was a wound that went deeper, severing ties of sisterhood and family. In the days that followed, the house felt like a mausoleum, a tomb for all the memories and dreams they had shared. Brian's presence became a source of unbearable pain, a constant reminder of the life that had been snatched away from her. The atmosphere was thick with unspoken words and unshed tears, a stifling cocoon of heartache. Then, just as suddenly as he had drifted away, Brian left. He packed his bags one morning, his movements mechanical, his eyes void of the love that once shone for Emily. He left behind a note, a few scribbled lines of apologies and excuses, but it was nothing more than a hollow echo in the void he had created. In the aftermath of Brian's departure, Emily found herself adrift in a sea of uncertainty. The house, once a haven of love and warmth, felt cold and empty, its walls echoing with the ghosts of what she was alone, abandoned by the man she loved, betrayed by her sister, and left to pick up the pieces of her shattered life. But in the darkest hour, a light shone through in the form of Linda, Brian's mother. Despite being his mother, Linda's loyalty and compassion lay firmly with Emily. She saw the pain her son had caused and chose to stand by Emily, offering her support and strength when she needed it most. Linda became a pillar of support for Emily, providing not just emotional comfort, but also practical help. It was during one of their long conversations over cups of tea that Linda revealed her decision to make Emily the sole heir of her will. This gesture, a testament to the bond they had formed, was a beacon of hope in Emily's stormy seas. Linda's inheritance wasn't just about the financial security it offered. It was a symbol of faith and trust, a mother's way of protecting the daughter she had chosen, not by blood, but by love. The news of the inheritance, however, did not sit well with Brian. He saw it as a betrayal, a usurping of what he believed was rightfully his. Accusations flew, words were exchanged, but Emily, bolstered by Linda's support, stood firm. The inheritance became a crucial lifeline, giving her the means to provide for herself and her children, the innocent bystanders in this tumultuous saga. As the cherry blossoms prepared to bloom again, marking the arrival of another spring, Emily's life too began to show signs of renewal. The betrayal and abandonment had left scars, but they were also shaping her into a stronger, more resilient woman. The road ahead was uncertain, but she was determined to walk it with her head held high, for herself and for her children. The story of Emily, marked by pain and betrayal, was also a story of resilience and the unbreakable bonds of chosen family. In the aftermath of Brian's departure and the revelation of Linda's will, Emily found herself at a crossroads. Her once predictable life had turned into a labyrinth of emotional and legal complexities. The inheritance from Linda, while a blessing, became a bone of contention, igniting a legal battle with Brian that threatened to consume what little peace remained in her life. The legal proceedings began with Emily's decision to file for divorce. The papers, served to Brian, were a tangible symbol of her determination to close this painful chapter of her life and start anew. The divorce was not just about legally ending their marriage. It was about reclaiming her identity, her dignity, and her right to a future free from betrayal. Brian's reaction to the divorce was a mix of indignation and desperation. He accused Emily of alienating his mother's affection and robbing him of his inheritance. His arguments, however, were met with the steadfast resolve of a woman who had endured the deepest betrayal and emerged stronger. The court proceedings were tense, with emotions running high, but Emily stood her ground in a significant victory. The court granted Emily full custody of their children. This decision was a testament to her capability as a mother and the unhealthy environment Brian's presence had created. For Emily, gaining custody was more than a legal win. It was the assurance that she could provide a stable and loving home for her children, away from the shadows of the past. With the legal battle slowly receding, Emily began to focus on rebuilding her life. She returned to her job at the library, finding solace in the quiet aisles of books and the familiar rhythm of her daily tasks. The library became a sanctuary, a place where she could lose herself in stories of far-off lands and brave new beginnings. As she navigated the challenges of single parenthood, Emily's resolve never wavered. She balanced work and home life with a grace that belied the turmoil that had so recently upheaved her world. Her children, resilient in their youth, adapted to the changes with an understanding that was beyond their years. They missed their father, but the warmth and stability of their home with Emily provided a buffer against. Emily knew that a day would come when she would have to share the truth about their father's departure with her children. It was a conversation she dreaded, but one she knew was necessary. She planned to wait until they were older, able to understand the complexities of love, betrayal, and the choices people make. Until then, she focused on filling their lives with love, stability, and the joys of a close-knit family. As the seasons changed, so did the rhythm of Emily's life. The pain of the past lingered, but it was no longer a chain that held her back. She found strength in her children's laughter, in the support of friends and family, and in the quiet moments of solitude that reminded her of her resilience. Emily's story, a tapestry of love, betrayal, and resilience, was still being woven. Each thread represented a challenge overcome, a lesson learned, and a step towards a future filled with hope. The journey was not easy, but Emily walked it with the assurance of a woman who knew her worth, surrounded by the love and support of those who truly mattered. As Emily navigated through the aftermath of her tumultuous divorce and the legal battles, she found herself embarking on a journey of self-discovery and growth. The once familiar landscape of her life had altered dramatically, but she was determined to chart a new course for herself and her children. The inheritance from Linda, though a source of contention with Brian, proved to be a blessing in disguise. It provided not only financial security, but also the means for Emily to dream again. She started by investing in her children's future, setting aside funds for their education and extracurricular activities. Emily wanted to ensure that despite the upheaval in their family life, her children would have every opportunity to thrive and pursue their passions. Yet the inheritance was more than a financial safety net. It was a catalyst for change. Emily began to explore opportunities she had previously set aside for the sake of her merit. She enrolled in evening classes, pursuing a degree in library science, a field she had always been passionate about. This step was more than just academic advancement. It was a reclaiming of her dreams and aspirations, a declaration of her independence. As Emily juggled her studies, work, and motherhood, she found a renewed sense of purpose. Her confidence grew, and with it, a new circle of friends and acquaintances. She became a fixture in her community, participating in local events, joining a book club, and volunteering at her children's school. These activities not only expanded her social network, but also brought a sense of fulfillment and joy that had been missing from her life. Emily's personal growth was mirrored in her children. They, too, had faced the storm and emerged stronger. The bond between them and their mother deepened, forged in the fires of shared adversity and unconditional love. They understood the value of resilience, the importance of honesty, and the strength that comes from a supportive family. As time passed, Emily's heart began to heal. The wounds of betrayal and loss gradually faded, leaving behind lessons and memories. She learned to trust again, to open her heart to new possibilities. While she was cautious, her experiences had not embittered her. Instead, they had taught her the importance of self-respect and the value of true companionship. In this new chapter of her life, Emily encountered Adam, a colleague from her library studies class. Adam was a kindred spirit, someone who shared her love for literature and her dedication to family values. Their friendship blossomed into a gentle, respectful romance, one that stood in stark contrast to the turbulent relationship she had with Brian. Adam's presence in her life was like a soothing balm. He was understanding, supportive, and, most importantly, he embraced her children as if they were his own. Emily's relationship with Adam grew organically, rooted in mutual respect and shared experiences. It was a testament to the fact that even after heartbreak, one could find love again, a different, more mature kind of love. The story of Emily's life, once marked by betrayal and pain, was now a narrative of empowerment, resilience, and hope. She had navigated through her darkest days with strength and grace, emerging not just as a survivor, but as a beacon of hope for others facing similar trials. As the story draws to a close, we see Emily, surrounded by her children and Adam, celebrating a small but significant milestone. Her graduation. The scene is filled with laughter, love, and a sense of accomplishment. It's a testament to Emily's journey, a reminder that even in the depths of despair, there is always a path to a brighter, more fulfilling future. Her story is a tribute to the unyielding human spirit. As the seasons turned, Emily's life blossomed with newfound purpose and joy. Her graduation marked not just an academic achievement, but also the symbolic culmination of her journey from the shadows of betrayal to the light of self-discovery and renewal. And with her degree in hand and a heart full of aspirations, Emily looked toward the future with optimism and a deep sense of fulfillment. The relationship with Adam, nurtured with patience and understanding, had grown into a stable and nurturing partnership. Adam, with his gentle demeanor and unwavering support, had become an integral part of Emily's life and a beloved figure to her children. Together, they formed a family bonded not by blood but by love, respect. In this new chapter, Emily ventured into new professional realms. She secured a position as a librarian at a prestigious university, a role that not only aligned with her passion, but also offered her the opportunity to influence young minds. Her work became a source of pride and joy, a testament to her resilience and her commitment to turning her dreams into reality. Meanwhile, where are you heading, children? Elizabeth glanced in the mirror at her husband Mike approaching from behind the nurturing environment Emily had His gaze was intense. They were aware of the past struggles, but her hand through the lens and the mother's strength yanked out a few strands of her light brown hair. And honest conversations Emily had just heading to the about their father. She said the changes in their shaking slightly had fostered a sense of trust when you dropped Vicky off in their preschool. The story of their family's past, once a tale of heartbreak, salad had evolved into a narrative of triumph over adversity. You didn't run out of beets just today. Emily made sure her children knew that while life could be could have bought it in advance, and sometimes or did you need an excuse to go out again? It was also full of hope. God, what and nonsense potential for happiness. Of she course, instilled in them the values of empathy. Her husband was so close, and the breathing heavy, making positive choices. So I shouldn't. As for Brian, she whispered, he had become a distant memory. Mike stared into his wife's eyes for a long moment, led Emily to where she was then now. Said slowly, the legal battles and emotional turmoil first or behind Think about what else you might leaving in their wake a stronger, more empowered walked Brian's attempts to re-enter their lives were met with carrying a grocery bag, thinking Emily how prioritized she awaited the end of his vacation and stability of her family above all else. He was a good husband. Just a real workaholic. These changes, stressed from being idle at home, and Adam made a decision that would further solidify their bond. Was beginning to exhaust. They decided to get married. Sure, there was a not in search on her fairy tale and ending, could track her as a celebration of their journey together and their shared vision, having to ask permission. The wedding, or explain why a trip took longer, surrounded if there was a queue and family, or just one cashier, was a reflection of their women's clothing store. Genuine, a mannequin, dressed in a stunning and dress, full of promise. Lisa stopped the story to admire with Emily standing by the window of her new home, and there were few occasions to do so. A cup of coffee in hand, but this dress was perfect. Her children play in the garden with vibrant emerald, and the scene is so flattering. A stark contrast she could wear to the turmoil that once engulfed yet her still life. Feel special and at a party. Her journey. How she acknowledging the pain and the struggles, and it looked to be but her also side, recognizing the growth you rooted to the and the blessings that emerged from Mike, them. Having caught up with Lisa, of quiet glanced at his watch with impatience. Emily realizes that her story, look at this beautiful dress, threads of pain. Can I try it on? Resilience, I'll be and quick. Love. And where is a testament to the enduring strength of the human. With the kids, a story Mike of a woman who faced the storms special of events life. Coming up. Not and just surviving them, but emerging Stop stronger, wiser, let's go, and more you still have dinner to prepare. Her journey is a beacon of hope at the dress, a reminder that no matter how dark the night, when she heard the dawn always brings new beginnings, an astonished voice, and the promise of a brighter day. Hello, the wedding turning of around. Emily, and she saw her former classmate, the union of two Samantha, souls. Smiling but brightly. Also the beginning of they a had new been friends once for their blended but after high school as they exchanged vows under the canopy of Elizabeth a blooming stayed in their hometown, attended a local college, resonated and got married, while Samantha understanding of the journeys they had both undertaken. This moment was a celebration, 6 years, a testament to the fact that love, how are you doing? When nurtured with respect and understanding. Are you in town? Can blossom even after the harshest winter. Not sure yet. In the years maybe that follow, for a while. Emily's
I hope
life
I'm not
was a
interrupting.
vibrant tapestry of new
Actually,
experiences.
I was just
and
convincing my
enduring
wife to
commitments.
try on something nice.
Her role at
But
the
she's
university
being
library
stubborn.
flourished.
Mike chimed
allowing
in
her to
unexpectedly.
initiate community
His smile
outreach
wide.
programs and literary
Liz,
workshops.
Are you going to
She
try
became
on the
a
dress or
mentor
not?
and a guiding
Elizabeth
light
was
to
taken
many
aback,
students,
looking at her
drawing
husband
from
in
her own
astonishment.
reservoir of life
His previously
experiences
stern
to
demeanor had
inspire and
vanished,
encourage them.
replaced by a friendly
Adam
and gracious
Emily,
attitude.
in their journey
Go
together,
for it, girl. Found a
seized the
beautiful
opportunity
rhythm in their partnership.
left Samantha.
They
It looks
supported
like
each
it's made
other's
for you.
dreams and
Let's
aspirations.
head to the fitting room.
Understanding that their
Before she
individual
knew it,
growth was
Elizabeth
integral
was standing
to
with
the
her
health
husband
and
and
happiness
classmate
of their
at the
relationship.
Adam,
Watching a polite
with his
saleswoman
calm
pack
and
her
steady
dream
presence,
dress into an elegant
was a
bag.
source of unwavering
The price
support
was steep
for Emily.
and she watched
Together,
in astonishment.
they
as Mike
navigated the
paid for the
complexities
dress,
of life
all
with a
smiles.
sense of purpose.
Sam winked
and
at her
shared
friend
joy
and said,
The
"Congrats on the new
children,
dress."
Liz,
Now stepping into their
now
teenage
you've got
years,
to find an occasion to
were
wear
a blend of Emily's
Listen,
resilience
I've got
and
to run.
Adam's kindness.
Liz, give me your number.
They grew up in a
We should
household
catch up sometime.
where open communication,
Elizabeth
mutual
hesitantly
respect,
recited her phone
and
number
unconditional
to Samantha
love, and turned to
Emily
her
often
husband,
marveled at their
Mike,
maturity
with a
and
charming
empathy.
smile, bid farewell to
Attributes
his wife's friends
she knew
and,
were shaped
taking
by the
Elizabeth's
trials
hand,
and
led
triumphs
her
of their
towards the
family's
exit.
past.
Back at
As
home,
for
Elizabeth
Brian,
tried on the dress
he
again,
remained a peripheral
admiring her
figure,
reflection in
a
the
shadow
mirror
from a chapter.
She thought
long
she should thank
closed.
Mike for such a
His
gift.
attempts to
Perhaps she had
reconnect
been
were
too
met
harsh
with
on him,
polite but firm
he was
resistance.
just cooped up at home too long.
Emily had
A
forgiven
walk
him,
outside,
not for
some
his
fresh
sake,
air,
but for
and
her
here
own
he was
peace.
again. She understood that
Her
forgiveness
caring,
was a
sweet
key
Mike,
to moving forward.
Smiling,
a
Elizabeth
release
entered
from
the living room
chains of
where Mike
past
sat on
hurt.
the couch.
However,
Flicking through
she
TV
also knew
channels.
that forgiveness did
She
not
sat next
require
to him
to
and,
reopen
with a
doors
sly
that had
grin,
been firmly
said,
closed for the well-being
"Thank you, my dear,
of her
for
family."
the gift."
Emily's relationship with her sister,
You know, I think I should
Megan,
meet friends
however,
in stores more
took
often.
a different path. It seems to
It
bring
was a
out the
journey
best
of
in
cautious
you.
reconciliation.
Mike turned his head,
prompted
prompted
by
by
Megan's
Megan's sincere efforts to make amends.
Elizabeth's smile faded
The
under
process
his
was slow
scrutinizing
and
gaze.
often painful.
Have you
As it
suddenly
required
developed
a
a sense of
unpacking
humor
layers of hurt
or
and
forgotten
betrayal?
why we went
But with
to the
time,
store, empathy,
take off
and
that
understanding
dress and get to the kitchen.
The sisters
You
gradually
still have to
rebuilt
pick up Vicky
a
from
connection.
daycare.
Elizabeth
It was not
lowered
the
her
same as
eyes,
before,
slowly
but it
rose
was a
from the
new
couch
bond
and
forged
walked
towards
towards
the
the door.
maturity and wisdom
The
gained
fairy
from
tale
their
was
individual
over before it even
experiences.
began.
Amidst
Hi, Liz,
these
how are
personal
you?
evolutions,
What are you up to?
Emily never lost
Samantha's
sight of the
cheerful voice
importance
rang
of giving
from the
back
phone.
to her community.
Hi, Sam.
Just busy
She
with
initiated
housework.
a program at
What
the
about you?
library to support
I'm
single
great.
parents.
Hey,
Drawing
about we
from her
catch
own
up
experiences to provide
today?
guidance and
Why not?
resources.
This
I'm over
program
that.
became one of her
Mike
most
just went back to
cherished
work
projects
after his vacation,
so
away
no one's
from
home
her
to turn
and my
her
mom will
past
pick up
struggles
Vicky today.
into a beacon
Really?
of hope for others.
Your husband won't mind?
The final scene
He
of the
seemed
story
so
unfolds
sociable and fun
during a
Elizabeth
family
remained
gathering
silent,
in their backyard,
unsure of what to say.
It's a warm summer
Okay, tell me
evening,
your address,
and the
I'll
air
swing
is
by
filled
after
with
lunch.
the sound of
Your
laughter
place looks great
and the sweet
so
aroma
spacious.
of blooming flowers.
And the decor
Emily
is
looks
beautiful.
around at the faces
Samantha
of her
remarked,
family and friends,
setting her
each
teacup
one
down.
a crucial
Are
thread
you guys
in the
renting?
tapestry of her life.
No, it's Mike's
She
place.
feels a deep sense of
He's done well
gratitude
for himself.
the journey that brought her
Liz,
here.
how
for
about
the
something
lessons
stronger
learned
than tea
and the love
to
shared.
celebrate our reunion?
As the sun sets,
We haven't talked in ages.
casting a golden
Let's
glow
walk to the
over
store.
scene.
Sam,
Emily
I'm not
reflects
sure.
on the beauty
Mike
of
might
life's
not be pleased.
imperfections. She
Come on,
understands
don't
now
blame
that life
everything
is
on
not
your
about
husband.
avoiding the storms.
Let's go.
But about learning to
Remember
dance
how
in
you
the
were at
rain.
prom?
About finding
Not
joy
really
in the
into it.
midst of challenges.
Sam giggled
and stood
about
up, building
Come on,
something
get
beautiful
dressed.
from the pieces
Why
of
waste
a
time?
once shattered dream.
Reluctantly,
Her
Elizabeth
story
got up from the
a
sofa.
blend of heartache
Really?
and
What was the
happiness.
harm?
Meeting
Is
an
a
old friend
testament
once in
to
a
the
blue
enduring
moon,
power of
and they'd be
hope,
staying home
the
anyway,
strength
not out
of the
and about.
human spirit,
Returning
and
to
the
the
boundless
apartment
capacity
after their
for
extended
renewal.
shopping trip. In this moment,
Elizabeth
of serene
checked the time.
contemplation,
Their mall
Emily
walk
realizes
had
that her
unintentionally
story is not
stretched
just
to over
her
2.5
hours. It is a
Seeing
story
6
shared
missed
by
calls
many,
from Mike.
a narrative
20
of
minutes
resilience
turn
and
into so
rebirth
long
that resonates with
trembling
the universal
hands.
human experience.
She unlocked the
It's
door,
a reminder
realizing
that in
it
the
wasn't
tapestry of
bolted.
life, Mike was
Every
already
thread
home,
no matter
Had
how
he left
tangled
work
or
early
frayed,
because he couldn't reach her.
contributes to the beauty of the whole.
Facing
And
a
as the
scene in front of
stars began to
Samantha
twinkle
embarrassed her,
in the twilight
Mike stood in the
sky,
hallway.
Emily
Crossing the
feels
threshold,
a profound
Elizabeth
connection to
caught
the world
his furious
around her,
glare
and
a
noticed
sense
his
of
hand
belonging
clenched
to
into a
something
fist.
much larger than herself.
Then, seeing
Her
Samantha
journey,
behind
with
her,
all its ups and
his
downs,
expression transformed
has brought
into a
her
smile,
to a place of peace
Mike,
and
why
understanding.
are you home so early?
A place where every
Elizabeth
experience,
asked, trying
good
to
or
keep
bad,
her voice steady,
is cherished as
"Not
a
much work
precious
today."
part of the whole.
He replied,
As
and
the years
Elizabeth
continued
caught
to
a fleeting
unfold,
glimpse of
the
aggression
life that
as his
Emily
eyes
and Adam
quickly
had
swept
built
over
together
her
grew
petite
richer
figure and more
in the new
nuanced.
dress. We
Like a
decided to
well-loved
celebrate our
tapestry
reunion that gained
Samantha
character with
chimed in
time.
cheerfully,
Their family,
"Will you
a
join
blend
us?
of past and
Can't
present,
refuse such lovely
was a living
ladies,
testament to the
especially on a
resilience
Friday."
of the human heart.
Mike sang,
and
and
the
with
capacity
Elizabeth
for renewal.
moved on shaky legs
Emily's
to the living
career
room
at the university
There was no
library
scene,
reached
but
new
it didn't
heights.
comfort her.
She was
The
not
image
just a
of Mike's
librarian, but
hate-filled
an advocate
glare
for knowledge
and tightly
and
clenched
learning.
fist haunted
Her
her.
initiatives
What
expanded
if she had
beyond
come
the
home
library
alone?
walls.
The evening passed
Impacting the
merrily
wider
and
community.
ended quite late.
She spearheaded
After
literacy
seeing off their
programs
guests
for
and
adults,
ensuring she got
creating
into a taxi
spaces
where
the couple
stories
returned
and
home.
experiences were
Elizabeth
shared and
sat
valued.
silently on the sofa.
Emily's passion
Mike
for
sat
her
beside
work
her,
was evident,
arms crossed, and she became a
"I'm
respected
listening.
figure in her
Liz,
field.
what should
Known
I say?"
for her innovative approach,
She looked up at him
and
timidly.
her deep commitment to
His
making
friendly
a facade
difference.
had disappeared.
Adam, ever
His
the
narrowed
supportive
eyes
partner,
burned with anger.
thrived in his own
Don't
career
pretend.
while being a
I can't
steadfast
stand that.
presence
You
in the
ignored
family.
my calls for an hour and
His
a half.
bond with Emily's
You
children
dared to
had
buy
grown
alcohol
into one
without
of
asking
genuine
me.
love
I
and
wanted-
mutual respect.
I didn't hear
He
the
had
calls.
become not just
The
a
music
stepfather,
in the mall,
but a
was
true
loud.
parent.
And you know,
Sharing
in this country,
all the
you
joys
can buy
and
alcohol from
challenges that
18
came
without
with
raising
raising
a
a
family. Elizabeth
The
replied,
children,
surprising
now young
herself
adults,
with her boldness,
were charting their own
seen
paths.
Mike raise his hand,
armed with the
she tightly
values
shut her
and
eyes,
lessons they
but the
had
blow
learned from
didn't
Emily
come.
and Adam.
Knocking
They
over a
approached
glass
the
of
world
unfinished
curiosity
red wine,
and empathy,
he swore, stood
shaped
up,
by the
and went to the
experiences
bathroom
of their
to
family
clean his
and the
stained
unconditional
trousers.
support they had
Elizabeth
always
jumped
received
from the sofa.
each of them.
In
Something
their
inside
unique
her
way,
said not to wait for
was
him
a
to come back.
reflection,
Grabbing
of
her
the strength
purse and
and
phone,
love that
she
had
quickly
surrounded
slid her
them
feet
as
as
they
they
grew.
sneakers.
For
Grabbed a
Emily,
jacket from the rack,
the most poignant
and quietly
aspect
unlocked
of
the
this
door,
chapter was the
stepping out of the
evolving
apartment.
relationship with her sister.
Her heart pounded in her throat.
Megan, making it hard to breathe.
The journey of
She ran down the
reconciliation
stairs
was
and
marked
out of
by
the
moments
building,
of pain,
heading
and
towards
healing.
the taxi stand.
But
near
over
the
time,
store. It brought
jumping
a sense
into
of
the
closure.
only waiting
and
car,
Megan,
Elizabeth leaned
regretful
back
of her past,
trying to catch her
actions,
breath.
had worked
She only
earnestly
calmed
to
down
rebuild
when
the
standing
trust
at her
she had
mother's
broken.
apartment door.
The sisters'
Have you
relationship,
lost your mind?
once fractured,
Her mother exclaimed,
now held
pouring
in
hot
hot
tea
tea
into
tempered
large,
by the trials
round
they had
mugs,
faced.
and
While Elizabeth
Meanwhile,
sat
Brian
silently
remained
at
a
the kitchen
distant
table,
figure,
running
part of
away
Emily's
from such a
past
husband
that had long since
What kind
faded.
of husband?
His
Mom.
attempts to
A
re-enter
golden
their
one
lives
lived.
had ceased. He earns
And he
well,
had become a
fully
mere
supports
footnote
you,
in the
doesn't
story
make
of
you
their
work.
family.
Emily
Adores
had
your
learned
daughter.
to look back at that
What
chapter
more do you want?
with a sense
Mom,
of detachment.
I wanted to work,
Acknowledging
and I
its
still
role
do,
in shaping
but
her
Mike
journey,
flatly
but not
refuses
allowing
to
it
let
to
define
be.
her.
I
As
feel like
Emily
his prisoner.
and Adam celebrated
Do you even
another
know what slavery
milestone,
is, darling?
their 10th wedding
You're living
anniversary.
a life of luxury.
They looked
Yet
back
you're
on their
always
journey
unhappy.
with a sense of wonder
He
and
was about
gratitude.
to hit me, Mom.
The celebration was a
he didn't.
reflection of their
Secondly,
life together. Maybe he had a reason
simple,
to be angry.
surrounded by their family
You should
and
be
friends.
grateful for such a husband.
They reminisced about
and
the
I never
paths
saw him
they had
treat you
traveled,
badly when I visited.
the challenges
You're
they had
making a fuss
overcome,
over nothing.
and the love
Elizabeth
that had grown
stared at a
stronger
faint
with
scratch
each passing
on the
year.
table.
The story
Frozen.
reaches its conclusion.
She had come
on a
to her mother
tranquil
for
note,
support,
with
but only
Emily
found
standing
blame.
in her beloved
I'll
library,
call Mike,
surrounded
surrounded
by
by
books
books and the quiet
better
hum of
think
life
of how to
unfolding around
apologize.
her.
No, Mom.
She reflects
don't.
on the journey
Elizabeth
she has been
flinched.
on, a journey
I'll go
marked
home
by
myself.
heartache, love,
It's nearly
resilience,
How will
and
you go?
transformation.
Let me
She
call him.
realizes that
I'll take a
every
taxi.
experience, thanks for the
Every
tea, Mom.
challenge,
Kiss Vicky for
and
me.
every triumph
I'll
has
pick her
been
up
a
on
note
Sunday
in the symphony
as
of her
planned.
life.
Elizabeth
Creating a
left the
melody
building
that
and
is
dragged
uniquely
herself
hers.
to a nearby bench.
Emily family story
Tears
is a
streamed down
reminder
her
that
face.
life,
She
with
had no
all
idea what
its
to do.
unpredictability
Just
and
2 hours
complexity,
earlier,
She thought her mother beautiful journey and protect her and discovery. But it all turned out so differently. It is a story of a woman how her mother faced adversity while her father was still alive, who found love in unexpected trying not to catch his eye, and who built a life everything at home was decided by him. Her journey, her mother never dared to contradict him and was mostly silent, offering hope and inspiration. She rarely went out to those who find most of her time walking a similar path and raising her daughter. As the sun, her father had always been very tender with Elizabeth. So she never paid much attention to her parents' relationships. Now, as her mother feels pleaded with her sense of content and endure for the sake of keeping the family together, the past, the pieces fell into the future. Endure continues to unfold. For how long? Like her mother, a testament to the enduring power for her husband to die, and the infinite possibilities that life